Right, Danny, just to start, if you don't mind, give us a bit of team news for this weekend. How are all the bodies looking?
Good. We've had a really productive week. It's been great to have the numbers on the grass that we have had. Obviously, went through quite a period where we were really light on numbers in training, and it's so important to have everybody competing for places. And it's brought a good week of training. The attitude and work ethic has been excellent, and the quality of work has been good as well.
Just a few updates specifically then. Camille Grabara, what do we know about him? And Danny Simpson and Jonathan Hogg as well, but obviously Camille's a lot more of a serious case.
Yeah, of course. So Cam saw the neurosurgeon middle of the week, and that was a positive consultation, and he is in a much better place, feeling much more like himself, which is a real positive. We're still monitoring the situation. Hopefully, middle of next week, he'll be able to start doing some light exercise, and then he'll start a concussion protocol. And as long as he ticks the boxes, then he'll be back available sooner rather than later.
Is it nice to be back at home as well after 3 weeks off and a fallow week as well? So it feels like longer than 3 weeks, really.
It's always good to be back at the John Smith Stadium in front of our supporters. It's always good. And hopefully they will see a team that is more cohesive, has better understanding, more developed relationships than maybe what they saw in the last time we were there, which would have been at Brentford. Because we are making inroads now. We have now got the group together. We have got that little bit more balance than we did have, and we are starting to make steps in the right direction. There's still small steps. We're still a long way from where we want to be, but we can definitely see some light at the end of the tunnel now, and we've got our head down, working very, very hard to get to the end of the tunnel for sure.
What can we expect from QPR?
Well, Mark Warburton is a very experienced manager, a really intelligent guy, good coach. So I think you'll see a really well organised team. They've got real threat in the attacking area of the pitch, with the three behind the one, which is how they normally prefer to play. But all of the front four are a real threat for them. They all bring something different. They've got a really nice contrast to them. Got some real direct athleticism, and then they've got some really clever combination players and link players, and then the strength and the power of the number of Hugo, the number 9. So a real threat offensively. They've had a difficult period just recently, but prior to that, they scored 6 against Cambridge and 6 against Cardiff and 6 against Swansea. So we know what threat they can bring at this level. You know, they're a top team, and we know it's going to be a tough game. But like I said, it's one that we're looking forward to.
You mentioned those couple of results they had. Is it fair to say they're probably the most unpredictable team in the league?
Potentially. I think this league can be like that. I think you see results that surprise you every Saturday. It's a tough league. Anybody can beat anybody. The difference between the top teams and the teams at the bottom is very, very little, and there are game changers in every squad that can take a game away from an opponent in a moment, and QPR certainly have those players, and we're aware of them. We're aware of the threat that they carry, and we'll be looking to try to nullify that come tomorrow, while making sure that we carry an attacking threat ourselves.
And just finally, and you've mentioned it a couple of times, the sort of patterns of play coming together. Does this really feel like now you're starting to get Danny Cowley's team together? It looks a lot more like your team out on that pitch.
I think we've made inroads. I still think we've got a long way to go. I don't think that it can happen overnight. I think it's always a process, and I think, like I've said before, you can definitely accelerate that process through good training and good work, and continuing to try to develop the players' understanding, keep trying to build the relationships, and just giving the players the clarity of how we want to play in possession, out of possession, in the transitions, from restarts. And the more you work on it, the more cohesive, the more aligned it becomes, and you get to that one brain, that one team thinking. And once you get there, kind of as a manager, the best way I can describe it, you kind of feel like you've got them on remote control. It can feel really nice. It can give you a real calmness and a confidence, and that's what we're obviously striving for.
Best of luck.
Thank you very much.